roads with you. Can't remember the last time I went without you. To walk these roads with you.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Alliance Live Show 114. We're ready to get rocking and rolling here. For once, it feels like a really long time, we actually are going live at pretty much 11 o'clock. I want to say close enough, you know? And it feels good. It feels good. Maurice gets to sleep earlier. I get to be a troll at night and just sit here and do my computer things earlier. And you guys get the Alliance Live Show a half hour earlier too. So it's a good thing for everyone. So we're going to talk about this Starforge stuff. We're going to talk about, the news in the community over the last few days since the last episode. But before we get there, of course, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the panel. First and foremost, my co-host with the most, good old Maurice. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, everyone?
And from the Boba's Alliance, the wonderful and talented Avinash. How you doing, Abby?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you.
And from the Reality Skewed Gamers, the ever wonderful and ever joyous and happy and totally full of life and super duper positive RangerJ1999.
Lick my ass, Ramon. I was going to say something much worse, but you caught me in a transition period, and I'm going to let it slide. Because my Astros are going to the World Series, my Cowboys are killing the Eagles, you're lucky.
And we got our first donation here from Minato Namikaze, and he's over at Galaxy's Edge. Congrats.
All right, he's there for the 19,000th time. I get it. You can go there anytime you want. Quit rubbing it in. It's good. Stop it.
I want to go to Galaxy's Edge.
Who doesn't? I'm super jelly, but he keeps saying that like, hey, Ranger, hey, what's up, man? I mean, I'm at Galaxy's Edge again. Shut up.
I got to take my kid. You know, he definitely, I think it's about that time. So maybe next summer, we'll take the trip down there. I got to plan that out. That's it's an expensive trip from New York. But nonetheless, so, guys, I know most of you already had your Malaks at 7 stars, so the result of this happening for most of us here is pretty much inconsequential. But there's been a lot of huss and fuss. There's been a lot of, huffing and puffing about the re-release of the Malak event and the fact that they're going to be rolling back the shards. And, some people thought that maybe it was, a gift from Capital Games just kind of giving us free Malak shards on the third go-around. And some people, knew it was a glitch off the bat. Nonetheless, I believe the reconciliation plan, they call it, that they came up with is actually relatively fair. But, we'll get into that here in a moment. What are your guys' thoughts? Let's start with Maurice. What do you think about it?
Well, it's I guess they came up with a solution, and that solution was to take the event down and try to handle it in the next couple of days. They made a post. They're basically going in and removing all the shards. Not entirely sure what it's going to be in terms of, what if you 7-starred it and took it to Gear 13 and put relics on it. They said they're going to give all the materials back. those of us that had the 7-star Malak, converted to shard shop currency, some sort of, they're going to give us, people that didn't do it, shard shop currency, and people that did, they get a little bit, something along those lines. Just, it was pretty big boo-boo. It pretty affected so many people in so many different ways. I was pretty furious, but I guess it's all kind of died down.
Was.
Yeah, I was pissed.
I got an early message from Maurice like, I was like, wow.
We talked about this on Saturday morning.
Yes, we did.
All of us were there. The 3 of us were, and just basically because I reached out to Warrior and I was like, "Hey man, do I have a right to be upset about this?" And he was like, "Yes." And then it went berserk for about 2 hours. So sorry if I put anybody in a frenzy.
No, I was giggling. It's funny. I'm known as the rager of the community, and I haven't said anything. I just let everybody else rage for once, man. With Mobile Gamer and everybody else just going off, and like, it's hard for me to rage when everybody's beating me to it. I think it was a good thing that was brought up on when we were doing the Jedi Academy on Saturday, is that it's just a compounding effect, right? I think said it. Some other people have said it too, and I agree 1,000%. It's a compounding thing. Bad things just keep rolling, right? And I don't think the Malak event was that, stuff happens, right? It's hard to understand how that happened because the event's already rolled out twice. Rinse and repeat. How hard is that, right? After the 3rd time to make sure that the event works. So, but stuff happens, right? See, I didn't really have a problem with that. I was waiting to see what they were going to do with the shards. I still am baffled why they are giving people shards. I already have 7-star Malak. Now, people that have 5-star that are getting shards are getting them taken back. I think people that are unlocking them will unlock them. But what am I doing getting free shard currency?
So the people that never had them, they're still going to get to keep Malak, right? They're not going to have to redo the event again.
Those are ones. It's going to be the ones that have 5-star that, for the get, right? That's the thing that they said in the posts, right? But then I'm like, okay, that perfect. That's fine. It sucks. It exacerbates what's been going on with the community. But it's the right move, right? It should never have happened, but it did, so they're addressing it. But then they said players that did have 7-star Malak and maybe got some shards and didn't, or who didn't get any, or will get shards. I'm sitting there going, why are you giving me shards? What? So that one I didn't. The other parts of it I understood, but I'm like, why are you giving me shards when you're taking it away from everybody else? It totally confounds me, and this is a bigger issue. And I think and I've just everybody that's been saying this, said it the best. It's their lack of communication. They're only communicating when something goes bad, and when you add this on top of what happened with JS, and people are still furious about JS, and then you have this disaster happen, it just gets worse and worse and worse, right? Mm-hmm. You're not talking to anybody on YouTube. You're not communicating with anybody. You're obviously not testing stuff. I don't know why they don't have somebody there when something launches like Malak or something. Just one person, hire one person a night that just monitors the chats, forums, anything, just to see if anything big happens so that you can have some kind of instant response action for it, right? It didn't happen until almost damn 12 o'clock my time before we got a response from CG about this. I'm like, God dang, 10 hours? Took you 10 hours to come up with a response saying, hey, there's a bug, hang tight, we'll get to it. But their communication has gone down the toilet. This new guy, whatever his name is, I'm calling him Poop Face McGee because I really don't care about his name. He is awful. I've never seen a company that makes this much money, that is this big, with the Star Wars label, have this little communication. And we've had this issue with this with CG before. Lack of communication with the player base. You don't have to listen to the player base, right? They do Q&A and then nothing, right? They put out their stuff and then nothing. There's no interaction. There's just nothing interaction-wise they are doing with the community. Not the people that do content, not the community and Reddit, not the community. I mean, they do funny little squibs here and there. Like if they say, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. What about the other questions that are legitimate stuff, right? I mean, when I heard the story Saturday about the bug issue, that everybody, like you and TMoney and Warrior, were all reporting about the bug. because that's been their big thing, is the cheating. Didn't warn nothing. That really bothers me, especially when you have stuff like gas happening, where gas sucked. Let's just be real about it. The gas event was awful. If you liked it, good for you, but it was poop. All right. The event sucked. There was a money grab, and then on top of that, the character would get just a big piece of garbage, right? And there's a lot of people pissed off about that, and they're not saying anything. Release gas. Don't say anything. Then this happens, say something about what you're going to do, but don't interact. I'm a business marketing major. I understand the importance of social interaction in this day and age on social media platforms for you to have a relationship with your customer base. And CG is time and time again is not doing that. I have seen, like, Battlefront 2, for example, has a lot of issues, but I'll tell you what, they've been in the trenches talking with their fans over and over again. And coming and just doing a lot of stuff. That is another EA product. So EA has its own issue, but at least they are communicating about like Battlefront, and Battlefront has taken 1,000% turn from where it was. This game has gone the other way. Ever since Carrie left, the communication has been non-existent, and basically what has happened, CG has burnt the goodwill of the community. And now when we have stuff like Malak happen, what goodwill do you like? I can be appreciative and say, oh, that's just, it happens. But when you have got gas and other things happening and no communication, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's like that one. It was like the BP vice president in the South Park skit, right? They kept spilling oil and he's just like, sorry. Every time kept having spills and they kept saying sorry. So it's mind numbing. It really is. And it's just, oh God, I just don't understand it. I wasn't put on this earth to get it, but I don't get it.
And the community is up in arms about it too. I mean, people are quitting and rage quitting left and right. I mean, a lot of top people are just saying that's enough. I've had enough.
Yeah, we've had people like Mole and some others leave. I mean, when you got Mobile Gamer, he's a pretty positive guy. He's in the same guild as me. He's a real upbeat guy, and I watch his streams and hang out with him in the guild chat. Just a positive dude. He doesn't like making negative videos. When he's going off, you know you messed up. When he's pissed off and he had valid complaints, you know you dropped the soap in the shower. Not drop the ball. You dropped the soap in the shower. Are we offline?
No, we're not. It looked like we were for a second. Yeah, we kind of like dipped for a minute.
Oh yeah, the live stream was offline. I'm like, Remon, quit touching the right button.
It couldn't handle the Ranger.
I can never rant anymore. Here's what I do. God, technical difficulties suck.
It was just that moment. We should be good now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, occasionally, it dips like below a certain amount of kilobytes or whatever, and
there's always but
I mean, yeah. So I mean, I kind of agree. I think it's a little bit of it was a little bit of a late response. I mean, obviously it would be nice if they were able to take care of it right away, but I mean, these things do happen in games, and I think that they kind of handled it. I think they kind of handled it all right. I mean, as far as like the replacement of the shards, I mean, I'm getting shard shop currency, and I didn't even do the event. Right.
That blows me away. It makes no sense.
Well, look at it like this, right? I mean, you got to think about also the people that have a 7-star Malak, the people that had to farm him out of the event store, right?
Yes.
Is it really fair to give the people that didn't, farm him and get him the first place, like an ability to get him to 7-star without any effort? So like now they can just move right on to Anakin because they were able to. I kind of think it's fair. It's unfair to certain people. Like no matter what you do, it's going to make certain people unhappy, right? Like, there's no way to make everybody happy in this circumstance. But I think that if they give everybody some rewards, I kind of think that the rewards that they did give are lame, right? Like I don't need shard shop currency. I need gear. right? You know, we're all in this super, super ridiculous gear crunch right now because of the sudden addition of Gear 13 and then the almost immediate addition of relics. So I mean, like, we got an increased gear tier and then basically another gear tier like almost right after that. So, and that's on top of all the farming that we're doing for characters. I mean, I don't know where people find the currency or the energy to farm the Gear 13 pieces or to farm the stuff that you need for the relics. I mean, I see it's like, I understand they made it canteen energy, but I mean, you know, like I rarely have an opportunity to go in and farm the Gear 13 finisher pieces that I need to farm. I rarely have an opportunity to have the extra energy to farm the cryotechs. So, I mean, a little, you know, bow in our way, you know, some cryotechs in our direction, I think would have gone a long way. But, I mean, it's just a lot right now. And to compound all the nonsense, like you said, you know, kind of like to add on top of everything that's been going on, the drama with people quitting, the drama with the additional gear tiers, the drama with the relics, the drama with the the new territory battles requirements, and then also the fact that they kind of made everybody think that clones were going to be necessary for Anakin, and then they just, you know, pulled a 180 and just kind of made it a whole, 15 other characters. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I understand that part of this game is pivoting when you need to pivot and you know, trying to do the best that you can to foresee things in the future, but they've always kind of given us breadcrumbs to be prepared for the future because they know that we have to start allocating resources months and months in advance to start getting these characters ready for events. You know, and it's not just the marquee characters that they're trying to sell us, it's the other components around those marquee characters. So, you know, it's you know, and I feel like recently that has changed. I feel like recently they're really trying to trick us with what's going to be coming next. It's not like they're giving us the breadcrumbs in advance to figure it out, and if you figure it out, great. If you don't jump on the bandwagon, you know, that's your own fault. I feel like at this point now, you know, they started like last year where we had like, I think the first event ever where like you really couldn't possibly get the character free to play unless you hoarded crystals, you know, forever, right? Like that was the first time they ever did that. And then they've slowly progressed to the point now where, I mean, it's straight up like we're just, you know, we're going to misdirect you. You know what I'm saying? And that's in a game like this where it's like all about collection and, you know, putting in your time into one character can set you back, or like one team can set you back months. You know, if you went like all clones and, you know, now bear in mind, you know, the Anakin team works with clones, so it's not like that's a bad investment. But, you know, if you invest in the wrong team, like for some people out there, like myself, for example, I started because of the way that General Grievous, you know, was interacting in Arena and the fact that he was looking like a soft counter to Darth Revan at Relic 7. I started investing in these droids that work with him, like, you know, like T3 and IPD and you know, and all these characters that I probably don't need for light side TB, or now because of the release of General Anakin for Arena either, because they're not going to be viable in a month. You know what I mean? General Anakin's going to destroy General Grievous. So it's like I just, you know, I think that, you know, again, sometimes you shoot from the hip and you miss, and, you know, you make a mistake. You try to dive in and try to guess something, and you make the wrong move. That happens. But, you know, like I said, I feel like they've given us the breadcrumbs in the past through verbiage that they've said. I mean, they've been hinting the malevolence for how long now? Like, I mean, they've been hinting at it, and like we haven't gotten it, you know, and. You know, normally if they do a hint like that, they would give you like some sort of breadcrumbs, like, you know, they give you an indication, like, you know, the character of the month. They'd give you some ominous post with a picture of or a C-3PO or something. They'd give you something to know, like, okay, this is what I need to start working on. If you put a little thought into it, you can figure it out. Recently, that has not been the case. And Stick Ray answers everything. Stick Ray's the answer to everything. Yes. but Stick Ray will be meta again. You guys wait and see. But I mean, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like the whole style in which they've released content, where they kind of gave us, you know, I mean, pretty. I mean, initially, remember they used to leave those little comments at the end of the State of the Galaxies, where like it would be like almost a riddle, but it was like a comment from some Star Wars character, and you could literally just Google search the comment, and you would know, like, okay, they're talking about this character. You know what I'm saying? So like when Nihilus was coming out, they said that whole thing about the hunger. You know, like we knew Nihilus was coming, right? So like, it gave us like some excitement, but we didn't know for sure. They just kind of gave us a hint that pretty much indicated like that was definitely happening, so you could prepare for it. Now, I mean, I don't see that happening. And I honestly, going into the end of the year, like with Ray, with this event, like I have no clue. And I was saying that during the summer. I had no idea which way to go. And I've never felt that way. Like in the 4 years of playing this game, I've always felt like I know which direction to move in right now, because I know that they're kind of leaning this way, and I may make a mistake, but I think I have a generally good idea of which way to start working on my roster right now. And for the past few months, I don't feel that way. Like I feel like I feel like I could be totally doing the wrong thing, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that feel that way.
Well,
I agree. Yeah,
yeah,
I yeah. Oh, go ahead, please.
No, I've said my. Go ahead, Avinash.
You know, I'm in that same boat. I'm stuck. I don't know what direction to go. I don't know if I want to continue with some of the dark side stuff. I don't know if I want to continue with some of the light side stuff, and because I can't do both. I need to know what's going on to be able to get the gear that I need, and it's really frustrating, everything, and then all the fiascos that they've done over the last few months. It's just, you know, boo-boo after boo-boo, glitch after glitch, bug after bug, and then the disastrous gas event.
Relics being launched too soon. Finn said that, you know, in our Wednesday stream, that the release of Relics right after Gear 13 has probably been the biggest issue.
That's definitely one of the. I like Relics. However, it could have waited at least 6 months, because a lot of people were just getting used to the G13 and trying to build up from there. And what it does is it just creates the gap in between whales and free to play even more and more and more and more. And the other thing too is that the whales are so frustrated right now, really, really frustrated, because they're like, why am I putting money in a game when I'm getting nothing from it but bugs, from mistakes? We're getting stuff pulled from us. We're getting, like, you spend money to be able to get to that gas event, and then they give you the minimum, and then you find out it's 5 times more than what the minimum was, and you're still not enough. It still wasn't enough. You still had to fork out money to try to get the gear. Some of the gear isn't even farmable. It's like raid drops. So you're stuck there and you're like, oh my God, what the hell am I going to do? So, you know, here they spent all this money and they're frustrated because they couldn't get gas. And because of the huge factor of RNG, and everything now is RNG factor, and it's just, everything is just so ridiculous now at this point. It's just really frustrating, and so many people have quit. So many.
Yeah, I've never in MC. This is the first time. You know, usually I don't see the impact of anybody quitting. I'm feeling a little bit now. I mean, we'll be okay, but I mean, I can only imagine some guilds that don't have the resources that we do with all the guilds that we have. Like,
there was a guild that lost 18 players that decided that's enough.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. There's another one where there's like 5 or 6 players. There's another one where it's like 13 players. So it's a lot of impact, and it's all from the top to the bottom as well, because it's just ridiculous. They just don't want to have to deal with it anymore.
Finity makes a point here. He says that you know what's funny? The question of I don't know what I need to work on is inherently the problem when the game almost dictates what you need to do versus allowing you to do what you want. You know, honestly though, Finn, most games, and I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do. I'm just saying that almost every game like this, or any game that's like a mobile or pay to play game or microtransaction game, does dictate the meta by their character releases. So I mean, like, no matter what, you know, any game like that, they're going to release a new shiny brand new thing that costs money, and that's going to dominate in the arena, right? And that's where they make their bank. And then they'll, you know, the difference is a Galaxy of Heroes, they just continue to make a better character every time. Like, they'll just literally, they won't touch the character that you bought. They'll just make a character that just beats the crap out of the character that you bought right afterwards. Whereas, like, other games will straight up, like, after the character's out for like 4 or 5 months, they'll just straight up hit the character with a Nerf stick real hard. Like, they'll just bang the character out and give him like additional costs. They'll add, like, they'll change the character so that they're almost unusable, and then add another character that you know, that's a new shiny thing to go after. This game doesn't do that. Like, they don't nerf characters, unless it's like glitch or something like that in the raid or something. But this game,
even then, they'll leave it up. They're like, well, we didn't intend for that to happen, but
whatever. Just do your thing. But I mean,
do your thing.
But I mean, in other games, they'll nerf characters and then add new characters. They don't change the entire balance of the game that way. So what happens is characters that you bought way back when the game came out 4 years ago or 3 years ago are still usable. You could still win with them. But this game does it the opposite way. They just don't touch the old characters. They keep making new characters that are so OP that characters that came out in 2016, like Stickray, for example, are just
I knew the Stickray was coming.
Unusable. And by the way, DSP did make a donation, and he said, if there's a question, the answer is Ray 2016.
Yeah, Stickray.
Yeah, no, I mean, I that's the way I feel about it. Like, it's basically like they keep trying to up the ante. Like, Jedi Revan was OP. First started with Traya, right? Like, Traya was OP. Let's make Jedi Revan super OP. Jedi Revan super OP. Let's make Darth Revan even more OP. Darth Revan's OP. Let's make General Anakin absolutely ridiculous. You know, so it just keeps going more and more, so that the teams and the characters that were good before can't beat the new metas, right? They just make them so much better, and they kind of make them. They kind of give them rules that basically negate the abilities of the previous meta, right? So it's just kind of like, I think it's not a good way for longevity, you know.
Right. And the other thing, too, is that they keep adding more and more types and varieties of skills, that it breaks the game, because not every skill is going to be related to every single character in the game, and something is going to break. And that's when, you know, it's like, okay, we're going to create all these new skills every time a new character comes out, and you have to coordinate it between every single character in the game to make sure it doesn't break. And they don't do that. And now there's so many characters that it's something that's very difficult to do. You don't have the game changers anymore testing the team. You don't even have the beta people testing the stuff out much anymore either. So all you do is you're relying on yourself to do it, and then you dump it onto the public for them to basically mass test. And what that does is, you know, they're your testing base, but they're not. They want to be able to play the game with as few with no glitches at all. And if you just keep coming up with glitches after glitches after glitches, and then you're adjusting the character, you're putting money out for these characters, and it's like, how far is too far? I paid for the way a character is at a certain point, and now you just took that away from me.
The fact that 4 years in now, they don't have some sort of a VIP system established is absolutely ridiculous. There are people that have spent over $100,000 in this game, and they get absolutely no increased benefit over somebody who spent nothing on this game. And I'm not saying that, you know, that they should get some sort of a competitive advantage in Arena or anything like that.
Right.
What I'm saying is that, you know, let's say they want to buy a vault. If you spent $10,000 in this game, I personally have no problem with you getting a vault for $80 instead of $100. I personally have no problem with you being able to buy a subscription service that gives you gear and crystals every week. Like, I'm saying, like, there are things that they could do, and it doesn't have to be, you know, they could pay for it or whatever they want to do. But they could even if it was cosmetic bonuses, like just something that would make somebody feel that they were that they would feel, you know, some sort of appreciation for the amount of time, effort, and money that they've spent on this game. I mean, you and I know many people that have spent, you know, more than a car's worth of money on this game. And the fact is that is in itself ridiculous. But, I mean, there should be something for those people that makes them want to stay and continue to spend money. And I feel like that is just completely neglected. And they don't really take care of their core player base in that sense. You know, I mean, they kind of look at everything, and they do a good job of making sure that, you know, things are attainable for free-to-play players a long time. I think that's good. But I think that what they don't do is the people that are their core, you know, spenders, they don't really give them a reason to say, okay, you know, I earned this, you know, because of the money I've spent and the time I've been playing this game. There's nothing like that. And that kind of sucks, you know? But I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of different things going on. You know, there's a lot of different things at play here. It's not just one thing that's wrong. And I think everybody's just kind of upset for different reasons. And that's why we're seeing all this drama with people making videos, people quitting, people starting to play other games. The problem is that the real problem here is that this is the only Star Wars game that matters out there, period, right? Except for maybe Battlefront. But I'm saying mobile-wise, like of this genre, for our particular type of players, there's no equivalent to this that has the Star Wars IP, right? Like so there's no other game you could really even go to that would give you the same, you know, same satisfaction. You have to, like, they have like a monopoly on, you know, the Star Wars mobile status. There's no, you know, they tried with Grand Arena. What is it? Force Arena. There's a Lego game coming out here pretty soon. There was a Star Wars Rivals. There's been a few games that have come out, but none of them really panned out. This has been the only game. I think this is probably the most successful Star Wars game in history. And it's you know, it's unfortunate that there, you know, because of the fact that there is no other outlet for us Star Wars fans. You know, and, you know, again, I'm happy about a lot of the things that they do. I feel like that it's not fair because, again, you know, we're kind of stuck, and there's no way that you can really kind of there's no way to where to pivot really. That's why everybody tries to start playing, you know, Dragon Heroes or Dragon Warriors or you know, whatever game, because they think, okay, it's relatively a similar style game, so people are going to like it. But no, a lot of people, they don't even enjoy playing the game anymore. The reason they love this game is because of the characters and because of the Star Wars IP. They love having Malak. They love having Darth Revan. They love having Luke Skywalker. That's what they want. They want to be able to work on these characters, and everybody enjoys the game in different ways, you know? So it's just, like I said, I mean, I think that there are some things that they could make adjustments to. There are some things that they're doing very right and some things that they do very well. But there are definitely some things that need some adjusting to, and they should open their ears to the community and listen. You know, I understand that, you know, a lot of the noise is just noise and some people just complain about everything. That's totally understood. But there are some things that people complain about that actually do make sense. And they need to listen and try to pinpoint different things that people complain about that actually are worth paying attention to. And I think right now, particularly at this time, because there is so much drama going on in the community, I think this is the best time to kind of, you know, try to put somebody out there that can really get a pulse of the community. They don't have anybody like that right now. You know, there's no buddy who's really like in the forums constantly and talking to players and finding out how they feel and getting feedback. It seems like, you know, it's been mostly just periodic bullet points and information that's coming out. But it seems like there's less and less communication, like Ranger was saying.
Well, it's almost like they're trying to automate it with this dev tracker thing. The dev tracker is nice. That's a cool tool. Like, there's no, I don't personally use it, but that's a cool thing to have for your game, but like an automated dev tracker like that does not replace human interaction and just physically talking and talking to somebody. Just I guess not face to face, but just via message or whatever it is. They have that channel, man. The devs have we're all in this chat with all the ex game changers are in this chat, and there's tons of us in there. But I mean, you've got the biggest YouTube, like the biggest content creators for your game. You've got Arnold, you got Mobile Gamer. I think Warrior might have left, but he was in there. All of the very Cubs fan hall, all of the biggest channels you guys can think of. There's so many people in there, and just these people talk to every day. Ranger here. Well, he's not in the chat, but I mean, Ranger streams every day. There might not be anybody in the community that's just talks to the community more than Ranger or like Finity or all those guys RSG. Like every day they interact with the community. They have a good pulse, on the beat of the community. I mean, I don't know why. Even if it's just a private message, they don't have to take anything anybody says. It'd be nice to just give your opinion. Like, hey, this is what people think. And even if they say, okay, cool, thank you, and do nothing with it, it still feels good to, I don't know, just the interaction, I guess, is what we're missing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. They keep us so busy in the game now too. I don't know when people have so much time to bitch anymore. Like today, I mean, I was in a very, very intense Grand Arena match today. It's TW offense today, and you got to set up for Territory War starting tomorrow. I'm sure people have raids. You got the regular arenas. There's so much stuff to do on a daily basis. I'm not complaining about that. That's good, but it's just, it's so many things.
It's a lot, yeah.
Honestly, some of you may have different opinions about this, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is my channel. And this is our show, and we share what we feel about it because this is how we feel about it, and everybody's entitled to feel, a certain way about something. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, I understand that there is some rambling going on here, like you said here, Brian. I agree with you, but you know what? Honestly, when people are sharing how they feel, regardless of whether they're on a YouTube platform or they're just in a chat, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right? And for better or worse. And I think that when it comes to something like this, it's like there is no wrong or right. Everybody has a different way that they enjoy the game. Everybody sees different problems with the game. Everybody wishes that other things would come to the game. Everybody's at different stages of the game. Everybody's invested differently in the game, right? Some more time, some more money. Everybody's at different places in this game, and they feel completely differently about this game. But again, my thoughts are just basically based on, I've been playing this for a long time, and I've seen, things change and progress over the years, and there may be some things that I'm missing that maybe I didn't think about from 2 years ago. And listen. When we're talking about these things, we can only talk about how we feel at this present moment right now. And I don't necessarily have a stat sheet here in front of me to look back at all the things that have occurred over the course of the 4-year span of this game. But I can tell you that it definitely feels now, at least in my opinion, like it's at a point at this moment where there's probably the most tension in the community than I've ever felt before. Okay?
All right, Brian L. he's just trolling you, man, because I've seen this before. Listen, Brian L., you know as damn well as I do that it is constructive conflict, and it's basically someone stating their opinion, and you can take it, and hopefully it's thought-provoking. The purpose of this stream, like any of our other streams, is to basically get you thinking about it. You may not agree with it, but if at least it gets you thinking about the subject, maybe you have a different opinion. I have differences of opinion with my co-host Finn all the time. He has one view, I have another. We put it out there. The state of the game. What do we think about it? What do we think this direction of the game's going? What are the ramifications? These are all valid questions that we're giving our opinion on. You may not agree with it, but I'm not going to sit there and say it's idiocracy and stuff. If you came on here, Brian, and was stating your opinion, I wouldn't sit there and start calling you names and all this other nonsense that you're doing in there. You're straight trolling. Shut the fuck up and let Fremont say what he has to say. Knock it off. Sorry, that pisses me off when someone just starts name calling and stuff like that.
And the F-bomb was dropped. Yes!
You want
It
a Ranger
wasn't
rant?
Remon.
That's it.
It wasn't Remon. It wasn't me. It was Ranger this time.
How can you say that when you're sitting there? Before that, you're straight trolling, man. That was idiocy rambling. You said nothing. That is absolutely a blow, man. Get out of here, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, Brian, I love you. As far as that goes, I think that there's a, I think what Ranger says is right, though. There's, this is, everybody has their own platform to complain, whether that's on Reddit. Our platform just happens to be YouTube, right? And so everybody has their own place where they can share their thoughts. I don't really typically like to come on streams and complain. I mean, usually for the most part, we do try to take a positive look at most of the things that happen, and for the most part, I think Ranger and Maurice and Avi are kind of the same way. I mean, I think that for the most part, we're all pretty positive, even when things are pretty down or some of the things that happen are pretty negative.
Well,
let's not get carried away here.
No. What I mean is that, what I mean by that is, Ranger does say like some negative things sometimes, but you know what? I don't think he takes it from a place of like, Ranger loves this game. You know what I'm saying? He loves this game, and he's just sharing how he feels because he loves the game. It's not from a place of just like being negative or because he doesn't like the game. It's because, I mean, when you care about something that much and you put so much time into it, I mean, listen, this is like, a lifestyle for most people that play the game. I mean, if you play this game and you're, even remotely competitive, this takes a chunk of your day out, it takes a chunk of your week out, and if you make YouTube videos about it, it takes a significant chunk of your life out because, and, you're doing, remodding rosters and talking to people. Plus, you guys don't know, people come and ask us questions all the time on Discord, and you try to help people out. There's a certain amount of time that you dedicate to the game and the player base, and like I said, everybody experiences it a little bit differently, and there's nothing wrong with anybody sharing their thoughts about it, whether whatever platform that is. And again, right now, I don't think this was meant to be a bitch fest or anything like that. I think we were just trying to state that basically, there is no doubt about it. There is a lot of drama going on right now. I mean, if you look anywhere, it's not just the YouTubers. I'm saying there are literally in communities just guilds just dropping out. There's people saying they quit. Today's their last day. They're done. I've seen, over the course of the last couple months, and I've seen players drop off over the years, okay? I've had a lot of players in my guild, one by one. One quits, then a couple months later, another one retires. It happens, okay? But there has been like a huge amount of drop-off in the last 2 or 3 months that I've never seen before, okay? And I've been playing this game for 4 years. I'm just telling you that, I mean, I've been a leader in a very large community in this game for many years, and I feel like, from my pulse on the situation, again, just kind of like what I feel about it is like this is one of the more controversial times that we've ever had. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'll say this, Brian, I apologize for the F-bomb, but if you're going to have an honest discussion, don't do the name call, right? That's what triggered me, right? If you're going to say I'm wrong, that's okay. And then also say why I'm wrong. When you sit there and put what you're putting there, that's just an attack. That is nothing more than just to attack, right? If you're going to have constructive conflict, if I'm going to say Remon's wrong, I'm not going to sit there and call him a poo-poo head. I'm going to say, Remon, you're wrong, and here is why I think you're wrong, right? And then we'll go at it, right? We may not agree, so yes, as long as you don't name call, you can ask all the questions you want. Hell, you can come into my Discord and we'll go at it and we'll have fun and then we'll drink a beer afterwards. But just that stuff triggers me, man. But I apologize for the F-bomb. Don't worry, I yell at Finn all the time, drop F-bombs on him when he does the fork thing, so it's understandable.
boycotting doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
No, not everybody utilizes YouTube, Reddit, and all that stuff. They're not going to even know a boycott exists, and they're just going to be, because we tried one with the
A
Citadel.
lot of people are just going to want to play the game for the sake of playing the game. A lot of people talk about, new players are just not going to be able to catch up with the whales. They're never going to.
No.
They're just new players that want to play the Star Wars game. They don't have to fork out hundreds of thousands of dollars to reach where we are at this point at all. They just want to enjoy it. They kind of go at their own pace. There are thousands of guilds out there that will accommodate the new players and mid players and the high players. So I don't know how many guilds there are out there, but I think the last I looked, there's well over 36,000 guilds.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, the health of the game, people that saying that this game is going to die and stuff like that. And Brian, you're not a bad dude. I just giving you a little cross check there, action.
A little cross check.
That's what I do, man. It's what I do, man. I did in the military. I mean, it's just what I do. Sometimes you gotta,
Give it out, Russian headbutts live on stream.
Honestly, Brian, the fact that you didn't just come in here, make a stupid comment, and then walk out of here shows that you're not a troll.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if you had just made those comments and then dipped out and laughed about it, that would have made you a troll. You know what I mean? But
Well, I mean, Hermes says, "Why haven't ranted in a while?" Because I mean, the idiocy of what CG's been doing. I rant to get their attention, but I save them now. And the reason I'm not ranting as much is because I know they don't listen.
right.
You know how many times I have ranted when they have done stuff? I've been on the forefront of calling them out every time. And I still call them out, but I know they're not listening. So there's no point of me wasting my energy and time unless I know that I've got an audience that's listening, right? There's no point in yelling at someone they're going to get hit by a bus if they're not paying attention to you. I mean, you can try. You can scream like, "Don't do it." But if they're way a mile down the road, there's nothing you can do. I mean, they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to listen to you.
The fact is that Capital Games has hard data. Okay, that people go out there and say like, "Well, I'm not gonna spend on that," and then those same people are the first people to spend on that.
Yeah.
They have hard data on that. Okay, so the fact is that
they got psychologists that look at this, and you can see. So let's like for instance, that they're on top of their game. I mean, I can say a lot of things about CG, but they're not stupid, and they certainly don't know how to make a buck because they certainly hell do. Because if, for instance, look at the gas event, right? People snuck in at 17,700 power. So a lot of people spent money just to get there, thinking they can go in there with 17.7, right? And so they made money doing that. They also knew that people, when they get into engaged in something like that, if they can't beat it, they get frustrated. And if you give them little tools and little snippets, they'll take it. Not all, but a lot will take it, and then they'll spend more money, right? It's just one of those traps. It's a very clever trap that you see in business practices all the time. Mm-hmm. And so they know what they're doing. The problem I always have with CG is not that they make money. God, I want them to make money. It's how they go about doing it.
Bear in mind, all these people that you see every day on YouTube, Arnold, Mobile Gamer, Cubs, McMole, all these people have been directly in front of the people that control all this stuff, and they've talked to them before. If you don't think that when we're in a closed room and we get to share our thoughts, that we don't say all the things that we're saying here, then you're crazy. We absolutely load everything off of our chest that we think that they should do, and we tell them, listen, people are going to quit if you do that. And we tell them that, okay? But they have data. We don't. We're telling them what we think, but they know that we are wrong. Because they'll sit there and say, listen, I know that you think that, but the fact is that we know that, most of the time when people say they're not going to spend, we have data that shows that they do, in fact, go in there and spend anyway. You know what I'm saying? And, the fact is that, it's because they have, so much analytics behind games like this. There is so much analytics that go behind games like this. Spending habits, just psychology behind it. There's so much stuff that goes into like how they release these things, and the way where they release it. Like it's no mistake that they decided to start putting those galactic packs like on the front screen. So you can see a 3-day timer on your front screen, so you don't just forget about the pack. You know what I mean? Like they remind you for 3 days. Hey, there's this deal in the store. Go buy it. You know what I'm saying? They know all this stuff.
They have their econ people that look at what you have in the community, breaking it down.
Yeah.
Which dictate a lot of their actions. And then, as a business, some actions that business will take is because they need to drive revenue.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, here's the thing. So I'm thinking of the gas event, and I'm thinking of Relic 13, because Finn's point about it was you made a ton of money on the Gear 13, right? Then you made more with Relic 7. You saw the numbers of how many people bought that. If you just think if someone spent $10 for the amount of people that they showed there, that's a huge sum of money. And then they did gas. So I don't have this for 100%. I don't have their data, but if you look at the events and what's been coming out, it's been very monetarily driven. Mm-hmm. And I'm sort of thinking, well, I know you're making a buttload of money. Are you trying? I don't understand. Like, you're not losing money. You're not. I mean, you're doing well. So are you trying to push the envelope to see how well you can do? Or, I mean, what's the line for CG is what I want to know, between players and content being satisfied versus them with the bottom line, right? And that's not an easy balance for any corporation, but what is theirs? And for me, I think theirs is way past the line, because the content that we have, what are we getting next? Light side TV. It's just a reskin of dark side TV. Maybe one or two things will be different, right? But it's pretty much going to be the same thing. Mm-hmm. Then the movie's going to come out, right? We'll get new characters and stuff, maybe a hero's journey, but that's content that's stuff we've done before. We're just getting new characters. The content itself is not something outside of the box that's new, that's innovative, that's creative, that engages the players, that makes them want to use the character. I mean, the biggest thing I don't understand about this game is, there's so much focus on gear. We don't play this game for mods and gear. We play it because we want to be our favorite character, and we want to go around cutting people's heads off as that favorite player and a character. And I think they've lost sight of that. It'd be fascinating if I could ever get my hands on their analytics to be able to look at it and see what they say about it and be able to say, yeah, that's not what this is saying. So
that is their most prized possession, however, is their analytics. I mean, whenever you see like Epic Games go into like a meeting with people about bad spending habits in Fortnite, or any game that has microtransactions. EA had to go and do the same thing in Europe. They had a whole conference where they went over, if they think that they're basically irresponsible by allowing people to go in and continue to spend money that have gambling problems, and go in and spend money on these packs, in the games, these small micro packs, like Chromium packs, for example. Because they're these chance packs, and people feel like they're going to get, what they want, so they go in and spend their money, on these characters in these packs. And what I'm saying is, they believe in some of these countries that it's like predatory behavior by the company, allowing people to have like unlimited spend on this. And it's no
different than anybody that plays like Magic the Gathering or buys baseball.
Oh, for sure.
It's the same principle. I mean, yes. Is it kind of a sleazy kind of towing the line industry? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's no different. Like here in South Carolina, you can go to the gas station and buy lottery tickets. At the end of the day, it is ultimately up to the individual. If they have a problem, either
mechanics.
Right. If they have, if their problem isn't with this, it'll be somewhere else. Right. I understand.
But it is getting to the point, because it is such a type of industry. There are support groups. There are Gamblers Anonymous. There are support groups for people that have issues with games like this. There's tons of websites. So as somebody in our Discord in Reddit, I saw, he made a whole website dedicated to healthy gaming, and it made a huge chart of, these games are unhealthy. Here are some healthy options. And of course, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes was near the damn top at the unhealthy. That's just that's the way it is. I mean, anybody that's ever played mobile games can open this game up and clearly, and you know immediately, you know, within the first 3 months that this game, you have to spend an astronomical amount of money to make progress. Like, you know, there are games where you can open it up and you can see that, hey, you know, I get a whole bunch for $5. This game, it's like you get a vault of crystals for $100. They'll buy you, you know, 10 sets of stun cuffs to level up, what, 3 characters? You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's 170 some odd characters now, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, Brian's talking about why we care about CG's bottom line. I care because I am a customer. I have invested a lot of money into this game. I expect and demand services for this game to be what I expect it to be for the money I am consuming. I am a consumer. Now, if they don't care, then yeah, I will go and uninstall and delete and move on. I've done it with tons of other games. However, this is Star Wars. This is a passion of mine. I expect and hold people accountable. If CG can do whatever they want, they can make money however they want. We are addressing the fact that the way they're going about it, with the lack of content and the lack of things that we're bringing up and just being the bottom line, that nobody in the gaming world wants to do that. Look what happened with Battlefront 2 with all the microtransactions. That game was almost destroyed before it started. So you have to be aware of what the people are saying. If you make a good product like World of Warcraft, and people will pay and be happy. I've never heard anybody say bad things about World of Warcraft. Maybe some of the different releases may have not been what people expected, but you know, for all in all, they know that Blizzard puts out a pretty damn good product, right? So when you see people buying each of those, you know, whether it's Pandora or any of the other, you know, it doesn't matter. They're buying it because Blizzard has earned that reputation. So you can make money in it. You know, Blizzard makes a fortune in their games because they're just, whether it's Diablo or anything, it's just really good, right?
Yeah.
So there's a difference. So when you are a consumer, you should be aware. You shouldn't just blindly, you know, I mean, when you give money to a company, you know, you expect a service to be rendered. For me, that service is the quality of gaming that we're doing. Now, there's a lot of great things about this game that I still love. I still love GAC, and there's some other things. However, the bad right now is outweighing the good, and unfortunately, when that happens with a company, and you get things like this and these transactions happening, it makes you think and go, really? And you've already invested. You're like, come on, guys. I want to believe that you can do better. I expect you to be better. But you're right. At the end of the day, if they don't get their shit together, we'll go find something else. Me, Remon, good old Maurice, Avinash, we'll go play another game. Right. You know, I've done it with lots of games. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, just going back to the point I was making is basically that, you know, the data that they have about us and how we spend is stuff that they won't even disclose in court. They don't have to, right? It's their own personal business data. They don't have to share that with anybody. Right. And they do a lot of those analytics to see how people spend, but they're never going to tell anybody about that because they don't want people to feel like they're being invasive or using predatory methods to try to get people to spend more money, right? So that's why they'll never open up their books about that stuff
until they go public.
Until they go public, right? Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Carry on. I was just gonna keep battering it off.
If you want to make a point, and then we'll go to the meta report afterwards.
No. It was irrelevant. It was just
okay.
Right. Let's go.
All right, we're gonna move on to the meta report and the top 5 here. So let's get going now. Looking at a snapshot here of the meta currently, obviously there's no huge change with Revan and IG-88, etc., but General Skywalker does make the top 10 leaders at rank 1 with 65 people. No. Yeah.
It begins.
First appearance. So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think he's just going to continue to increase over time and eventually just overtake Revan, or what do you think?
Yes. But it's going to take some time because I know me, Avinash, and good old Maurice are working our ass.
Yep.
Yeah, watching that Guild of Egg currency. I think I picked up 200 today for making a Rhodium. I got 200. Yes, so I'm inching my way to the spot.
Talk about
I
scraping
know, I'm
and
like
scraping.
counting. I think I'm like 30 away from the next level, from buying another 5 shards. You know, it's just like, oh my God, what does my world come to? You know, and it's hard because the GAC this time, because last time what was it? The last set of GACs, I was both two of my accounts went against each other. So that was actually a lot of fun. And I'm sorry to say it happened again, but 2 different accounts. So I'm just having a blast in the last couple of the Grand Arenas lately.
Nothing like beating yourself with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I win either way.
That's pretty cool, though. It's pretty cool that it finally happened.
It's going to take some time. I'm getting close on Gear 11, J8. Yes, but yeah, the get's going to be what keeps me. I mean, I'm using him in GAC. He's not my arena team. Darth Revan will be for a while, and I think it's going to be that way for a while for a lot of folks. But when it hits the next 2 or 3 months, when it starts rolling over, that's when you're going to see this really start taking off.
I'm just going to start now saving up the the guild store currency so that when the event comes back around, I can just farm him to 7-star in like a week. You know
Exactly,
what I mean?
yeah.
You know?
You're still going to need the gear, and you're still going to need to beat the event. So
Yeah.
So it's a huge investment for the characters, first of all, to get them. And then for him, he takes 4 card text to 11. And then you need a 5th 100 one, 2 pieces for, the gear 12 plus piece. So it's a huge gear. His other gear is not that bad. There's some Nubian salvage in there. And I was like, what? 2 pieces? God dang. I wasn't expecting that. That threw me off completely. But
it's the Zetas too, man. You got 4 on him, and then
4 Zetas.
You need 2 on 5s. Like that old school 5 Zeta. Everyone flocked to the sacrificial one that he's got, the new tactical awareness. But his other one is dynamite under Skywalker, just because he never gets hit. Skywalker gets continuously hit, and 5 just fuels so much turn meter.
He's got 4. He's got 4 Zetas. He's the first 4 Zeta character, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he takes a lot of hardcore, that hardcore gear and the Zetas. So, man, it's just, what a pain.
Yeah, and when you'll see this happening too, because those players that have those really extensively mods, that you may have someone in there, and we were talking about this, I think, before good old Maurice, that you can relic all the characters you want. You don't have mods, you ain't doing too well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, we will answer that question in the Q&A segment in a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, I've got that one down.
But as far as that goes, yeah, I think that the next thing here is a rework to Stick Ray, and she gets 5 Zetas, okay? Becomes the most OP character in the game for free.
Yeah. Not Jedi Ray, just Stick Ray.
Stick Ray for free becomes the most OP character in the game for free. This is a gift to you guys. Stick Ray for free, meta. No, but seriously, I do think that the Jedi Ray will have 6 Zetas. Okay, 6 Zetas. Every ability will be a Zeta, and she will with like 1v5 General Anakin Skywalker.
You're amazing.
1v5. She's gonna be Dark Side Ray. Okay, she's gonna be Dark Side Ray.
She'll have a different stick then.
It would be cool if they did that. If they released 2 versions, like one with the little double-hilted lightsaber and
Dark Side Stick Ray. Oh my god!
Isn't it cool that they did that though? Like I mean, even if they don't like actually do that, like even if it's just a dream or some sort of a possible future or something like that, isn't it cool? Like we all speculated that staff that she had might actually even be a lightsaber, right? Like we were thinking like, oh, like she would be perfect to have a double lightsaber like Maul. But so they actually did that, which is cool.
All right.
Let's move along to the next.
Speaking of episode 9, if the new trailer comes out tomorrow for Monday Night Football, and we will be hanging out in the RSG Discord for anybody. I'll be doing mini roster reviews, and we will be watching that, so that'll be fun.
That should be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I can't wait to see what that is. All right, it doesn't look like there's really any changes here when it comes to.
No, I don't see anything.
Yeah, nothing in regards to General Anakin. It's still just basically Sith and Jedi right now. So that's pretty much the main thing. Grievous and Brood Alpha are up there, but for the most part, it's just teams that accompany pretty much either Darth Revan teams or characters that accompany the Jedi teams. But let's move along to the top 5. And this week we're going to be doing top 5 underrated Grand Arena characters.
Oh.
So we're going to go ahead and start it off. Who do we have here at number 5, Maurice?
Before we begin, whose screenshots of the characters are we using?
These are Maurice's again.
Oh.
Listen, it saves time. That's why we were able to get ready to go at an earlier time.
You really have.
That being said, there's a character on here where you two are going to laugh at the version of the character I have because both of you guys are big fans.
That's okay.
Lord
All right, number 5. Now this is a arguably meta character, but then this is probably the biggest used character, widely used characters. But it's Bastila Shan, the light side version, is number 5. We all know she's great, or Jedi Knight Revan, but her utility, just you can either stick her on Jedi Knight Revan team, or her leadership ability is one of the very best offensive leadership abilities in the game. There's enough Jedi now. We do have Shakti as an option. General Anakin is out. All these Jedi now. You have enough to field all sorts of teams, and you can stuff a bunch of kind of leftovers like your Ezra or your Kanan or your Plo Koon that you guys are. Plo Koon's great under Bastila. All these characters are gearing up for the ship. She's a very versatile character. Just a great leadership, and will provide the 15% turn meter, which can be a lot. You start sticking Hermit Yoda in there, who's a naturally fast character anyway, and you give him 15% extra speed. It's very easy to get out in front of other teams. A lot of people like the Bastila Wampa comp. That's a great 60-61 banner type of team for Grand Arena. So if you guys are falling a little short on offense, or your defense is, maybe your defense is holding consistently, maybe you can soften it up a little bit. Pulling Bastila off your Jedi Knight Revan team can solve a lot of your problems. It helped me tremendously once I finally took the initiative to build a proper Bastila lead. You do need to mod it differently. Bastila, if you want her under Revan, you want her protection based. If you want to use her leadership, you want health based, because the protection up that her leadership provides will give extra protection based on your health pool. So do keep that in mind. This is my Bastila. You can see those 2 gold mods on her. There are both health primaries on her to amp up her survivability a little bit. So
she is fantastic against General Grievous.
Yes.
That is my General Grievous killer right there.
Yeah.
Grievous,
yeah. Bastila led instead of Jedi Knight Revan it's every time I see General Grievous, like I save that team just for that. And with all, they resist all the debuffs and have all that extra health and protection. Grievous' big hits can't land. It is super dynamite, man. If you're not using that counter, you should.
She's also very often forgotten, right? Like, as far as that goes, because of the Jedi Knight Revan team out there, a lot of people just load up that Jedi Knight Revan team and then forget to save a few components to maybe make a light side Bastila team on the side. Because if you use the Jedi appropriately, you can really make 2 solid Jedi teams that can beat, meta teams in TW and GA. So, she's got, a really good leader ability, and she can basically make another whole team of Jedi meta. So if you, have a decent pool of Jedi characters, it definitely makes sense to, put a couple of components aside, maybe a Hermit Yoda, maybe save one of your Jedi tanks, maybe put, Ezra Bridger on there with her and make another team that can beat meta teams, besides your Revan team. Maybe save Jolie, for Bastila, and put another character on your Jedi Knight Revan team. So,
well, and Hermes, if I misspoke, I apologize. It's the protection up is generated from each individual health pool. Like I pointed out the 2 health mods I have on her. That's just for her specific protection up to start the match. Every character is different. The protection up they get based on their own individual health pools. If I misspoke, I apologize.
Yeah, but she's the last 4-star character that was instantly meta that we've had in the game. So she was, I was able to, run right to the top of the arena with her at 4 stars, Gear 11. So, moving along, our number 4 underrated character for Grand Arena Championships is First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot.
What?
Yeah, now we're getting into the nitty gritty.
Oh, yeah, I like him. I like him.
most people, they geared up their First Order, and they already had Phasma and First Order Officer. They already had some characters. And then once they got Crew and Kylo and Fox really amped up, they kind of just threw the other two characters in there. But First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot really just kind of pieces the team together. First Order Officer is great, but the thing that, apart from Executioner, what this team really lacks is damage. They don't do much damage. In First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot, him and Phasma both are your defense down characters, and he provides a lot of defense down. AoE speed up that also fuels protection underneath that crew lead. And then much like First Order Officer, he has an assist, and we know that underneath the crew lead, any First Order character that crits will get bonus turn meter. So whoever maybe has fallen behind, maybe you want a certain character to take a turn, their turn meter's almost there, not quite, you can kind of fuel the assist to them. Not only will they'll get the turn meter, get their turn, and they'll stun the character in the process. He's a very good utility character. He does have a ship. I think defensively, a lot of people run First Order on defense. I just think First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot is much better play. The First Order Officer, if you can get your Kylos up. This is the proper First Order team has Kylo Ren going first. You need a fast Kylo Ren, and it's all kind of much like the Troopers, basically. First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot kind of turns the First Order into the Imperial Troopers, where once they start going, they never stop. This is a very good character. Takes some getting used to. Very easy kind of investment. No Zetas. Gear is very in the middle of the road. Kind of easy to gear. Very flexible in terms of mods. You can mod him all sorts of different ways. You see, I have him potency here for his defense down.
Yeah, the First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot is definitely better than First Order TIE Pilot now, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, First Order TIE Pilot it's so weird because First Order TIE Pilot kind of has this status in this game because of who he was when the game first came out. When the game first came out, First Order TIE Pilot was the bomb diggity. Okay, he used to triple tap as a glitch all the time, and he would just straight up one-shot players with a basic attack. You know what I mean? And he did so much damage back then, and it was kind of synonymous. Like all the pilot characters kind of just like did high damage, in the game. So we all wanted more pilot characters, and yeah. So First Order TIE Pilot is super 2016, early 2017. But nowadays, I would say that the best First Order team is probably, Kylo Ren unmasked with Kylo Ren masked, and First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot, First Order Executioner, and then First Order Stormtrooper.
Yeah, this and his role is probably a little stronger defensively. If you guys are using First Order on offense, First Order Officer is just fine. I'm not pooing on First Order Officer whatsoever.
No, they both work. I mean, it just depends on how you want to set the team. I use Officer, but my Special Forces is 11. I still on offense I typically use Special Forces if I'm using First Order, but my Officer, because the way I've got him set up, it's just there's just two ways of looking at it. There's no right or wrong answer.
He does actually very well in the Dark Side GOTB.
Yeah, he's really tanky. For you bounty hunter lovers, he's very similar to Cat Bane.
Yeah, sometimes what I'll do is I'll put, like if I need some extra characters because I've had to platoon too many characters, I'll stick somebody as lead like Crew. I'll put Crew first, and then sometimes I'll put some Sith in there, and then I put him in there. And he will last. Yeah. He will definitely last. I have him gear 12. He's not particularly well modded. I'm hoping to work on that soon. I've been trying to farm more mods, but he'll survive, and he hits very well too.
Which ship do you think is better, First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot or FOTP?
TP.
I think TP's is better.
Yeah.
It can ramp up and lower. The thing can hit hard.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say for FOTP wins the ship, the ship battle for sure.
I agree with it, but it depends upon what you want to use either ship for.
Yeah.
That is our number 4 character that's underrated for Grand Arena Championships. Our number 3 most underrated character for GAC is who, Maurice?
T3M4.
What?
Yep.
Now, we've all seen him in the Grievous Nuke teams. That's great. But he is the king of just utilizing garbage characters in your roster and making something happen. A lot of people do have, a lot of the veteran players have characters like IG-88, IG-86, maybe you have maybe you don't have Darth Revan, you got HK. Any droid that you stick with him, he increases their damage so much, and he's fantastic on a Jedi training Rey team. He's a great fifth. You want to use your BB-8, your R2, just use Finn, Rey, and T3 is arguably the best fifth for that team. And just simply because you can 60 banner damn near anything not named Revan in the game with this team. Just the extra source of protection up. Very, very good support character. He's so on the Old Republic team, but he provides a lot of damage outside of his physical kit. That's why the nuke team works, because Grievous just goes in there and one-shots Bastila for 200k, one-shots Malak for 300k. It's because all the debuffs that he provides. You got to, has some target lock mechanics, so you can stick him with the IPDs and the 88s of the world. This is a character I was not fond of at all when it first came out, but the more I use it, the more utility that I see that it has. I'm really enjoying it. You can throw him on your Grievous team. You really can. In the fifth slot, if you want to pull off Droideka or something, maybe for a makeshift kind of Newt Dooku Droideka separatist kind of comp, T3 can fit in there in the fifth slot, just amp up their damage a lot because there's target lock synergies there as well. So this one is debatable. There are some other characters that probably could have taken the spot, but this is one that I've personally found has really helped me because I run the nuke team, and if my opponent doesn't place Darth Revan, I generally find to use 4T3 somewhere over the course of the battle, and he helps out a lot. So
his Zetas are great. Having the he'll do okay without the Zetas, but with the Zetas, oh my god, it really brings him together.
It's creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, T3 is definitely necessary for that General Grievous team too. He's a good piece of that team.
If you don't have either Zeta on it, Thomas, I would use Juhani on the Old Republic team.
Oh yeah, Juhani on the definitely on Destros on defense.
Yeah.
That is our number 3 underrated character for GHC. Moving along to our number 2 character for Grand Arena Championships, and we have Amilyn Holdo.
I have her.
Yes.
She's a tier 12.
Yeah, see, this is where you guys control me for having I haven't put much love into Holdo, but the more and more.
No.
I just mentioned
she's tier 11. That's okay.
She's becoming more and more useful as the days roll on. We now have a 501st meta where nobody has any 5-star. Skywalkers are still using Rex lead. The bugs function largely on. They are an assist-oriented team. You've got Dooku and all the separatists like Droideka and stuff running rampant. Everyone's got the Zeta on Droideka now, just running rampant. And her AOE days is coming in super handy. I just mentioned T3 being put on your Rey team. Holdo you can sub in too if you don't need that extra speed. She's very, very good, especially if you are pulling off your R2 to go with this team or your BB-8 to go with your nuke team. She can fit in there and kind of fill that role. You just instead of like blistering speed on your team, you just daze them and bore them to death with basically exposed damage. And then she does have an AoE. Not only does it daze, but if it crits, that's going to land 5 exposes. And you basically with Holdo, with characters like Rose and Poe and stuff, you turn your Rey team just from a blistering fast brute force team to just a complete turn meter control team. You just leave the exposes on characters, focus on one character with all your specials, and just the rest of the team never takes a turn. So it's a good team in that regard. She fits real well under Finn Zeta lead if you guys still have that, which I do not, but she's good for that aspect as well. So you guys got anything to add on her? I know you guys are way more.
I would say she's actually a better resistance tank now than Poe.
Oh, by far she's a better resistance tank.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've got her with JTR, BB-8, R2, Finn, and Holdo is what I use. And she's great. I still don't have her modded the great. She is still kind of squishy, but if you can get her to pop off her specials, a couple of specials before she dies, then you've pretty well got it yourself set to probably win.
How should you mod her?
Oh, as tanky as you can get her. She has the lowest defense of any tank.
She does.
I mean, I have a potency set, but I have tenacity and defense with a lot. I mean, as much protection and health that you can get on her. The cool thing about her is that Stick Ray, your character, and like JTR and BB-8 and like Finn in the team, right? You're going to get a bunch of Foresight flying out too. And she's a pain in the ass because once you hit someone with Foresight, she taunts. And then you keep putting out Foresight. So on top of her AoE days and everything else, she's just a really solid character. She can get protection back and stuff to a character, you know, so with her reprieve and just really, 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 really good character.
I don't know why all this hate is for Stick Ray. Stick Ray was like number 1 in every top 10 list for all of 2017. Okay, like, you know, at least for like a part of it. Okay, but she was definitely like super meta. Okay,
Stick Ray almost made this list. So you start putting relics on Stick Ray, you guys won't be talking junk about Stick Ray.
I have her
anymore.
gear 12 and she can one shot. She does it all the time, especially once she gets a buff. You guys forget that triple Mellywop, as old Urban would call it, can one shot characters. That's how hard it hits. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
you guys remember having to beat Stick Ray at the end of that mod challenge for crit
yes.
damage mods?
Yeah.
She would one shot you like nobody's business, man.
Let's get to number 1. I don't want to talk about. Jesus Christ.
All right. Our number 1 character underrated for Grand Arena Championships is what, Maurice?
Zalbar. So real quick, before you guys get all fired up, I need you to mentally remove Mission and Zalbar. Separate them. All right, they're great together. Yes, but Zalbar, just a standalone tank, is one of the very, very best tanks in the game.
He's so annoying.
If you want, yes, go ahead and I don't know if you guys have fought this comp yet, but wait until you see it. It's a lot of fun. It's Newt Gunray lead with Dooku and like Droideka, Wat Tambor, and Zalbar. You simply cannot get through Zalbar because of the stacking defense. It's super annoying. He has so much standalone value. It's not just Separatist or Old Republic allies that forces his passive taunt. It's any character in the game. So, you know, I know he's married to Zalbar to Mission. He does have the unique that shares a Mission, but just a standalone, much like Kenobi. He's a tank you can stick in any team comp and make that team comp better. Just the ultimate protection tool for your team with that stacking. He has a massive amount of health steal. He gets health back, I think, from using his basic attack. He gets dots. If you have the Zedon, he'll refuel protection that way. So, you know, you start mixing him in with some of your dot mechanic characters like Wat Tambor, like a Darth Vader. He's great on a Palpatine team. Instead of Shore Trooper, if you want to throw a Zalbar there, he's fantastic. Just all around, just a fantastic tank. I've started separating because I've got a very high GP, and once you get to a certain level, the Karth team is really no different than like the Phoenix. Like everyone knows how to beat it. They know how to beat it for 61 banners. It doesn't. I mean, unless you just want to make your Karth 320 speed, the team is just fodder. So I've started splitting it up, and it's working out well. I do like Zalbar as a standalone tank. You know, I do encourage you guys to maybe try it out yourself and see what you think. Mission's
I want to try that. Okay, Newt, Dooku, Wat, Zalbar, and who?
Droideka, Django, whatever's leftover separatist you have. So I mean that's an annoying comp. I fought a couple of those now at Grand Arena, and unfortunately I opened it up in the back zone, and my opponent put some kind of squishy stuff back there, so I did have some better teams than I should have for the back. But that's a team. If you open up in the back and you're not ready for it, that's a DPS check for sure. You know, it's just like you open it up, you see a Zalbar with Wat Tambor and like a Relic 5 crew back there. You're like, I don't have any offense left, and you're gonna lose. So it's just one of many comps. I do him and Wat are awesome together. You know, I've seen a lot of people just throw Wat on their Old Republic team. That's a great team, but it's because of Zalbar. So
Zalbar is OP. No, he's pretty good for a character for Grand Arena Championships, and again,
he just needed a gear 12, and he works fantastic.
the priority of this list is to give you guys some alternative options to Grand Arena Championships that you may not necessarily be using right now. Obviously, there are your best characters for Grand Arena Championships are going to be, Gas and Darth Revan and characters like that. But again, we're just looking at characters that aren't necessarily as popular that can give you some bang for your buck. And we have an honorable mention. Our honorable mention this week is Shakti.
Yes, Shakti. Now, I mean, she's here for no other reason that she's just incredibly versatile. And I think everyone's main concern with Skywalker was, well, what are we going to do with Shakti now? You can do whatever you want with her. I think she makes any Padme team better. She fits perfectly under Jedi Knight Revan. She is a Jedi. We talked about Bastila earlier. She can fit. She's just incredibly versatile with all of her tags. I mean, Galactic Republic and Jedi tags, that's half the light side characters right there. So I mean, she just fits in anywhere. I've mentioned several times in the stream, I throw her in my P2 Jedi Knight Revan runs. It's increased that probably just 1 million alone just from the offense up. Just pure auto Jedi Knight Revan P2 team like everybody has, and just really with her, and it increases the damage. I mean, she's just super versatile. I think people will start to kind of realize that when you get your Skywalker 7-star and amped up, there's really not a place for Shakti on that team anymore, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how useful this character is in other areas on other teams. So, just very, very good. Just offensively, she's one of my favorite characters in the game.
We lost connection there. There we go.
No hiccup. Yeah, you can easily use her for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Yeah, so I mean, could you see Shakti being used in like a good fifth option for like a Bastila team or a Jedi Revan team?
Yeah, Bastila team or Jedi Revan team, Padme team. You can still use her under clone. She's really, really good. She doesn't even have to be a leader. Her unique is very, 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 very versatile in any of those teams. Her leader has kind of fallen off because of GAS and Rex, but it's still a solid leader. So you can use her in so many different ways, and she's well worth it. I mean, I've got her sitting on defense on my Padme team. Have fun with that, So yeah, she's really, really good. I think this is a good one.
Yeah, well, we're getting the ARC Trooper, and then we've got Clone Sergeant and Cody kind of hanging out without a use. All we need is a couple more clones, and all of a sudden you've got a Skywalker and a Shakti team again. Yeah, I would like that Zeta background leadership. That's what I would definitely take back.
Yeah, but her unique's worth it. Her basic dispels, and she's always counterattacking, so she's removing buffs, and just a really, 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 just overall really good character.
Yeah.
Lots of versatile.
Guys,
now I know because I haven't Zeta'd her yet, so now I know.
Just her unique. Her unique's worth it. Yeah.
Guys, I'm actually I'm getting FiOS gigabit internet tomorrow, so I should have better stream capabilities. So I'm switching up the router situation, so it'll be so I mean, I've done some, me and Maurice have done some adjustments over the years to kind of make it so that doesn't happen quite as frequently. It used to happen all the time. But I've seen it's happened. It happened last week, and it's happening again today. So couldn't be a better time to get new internet service. So, So I mean, that is our top 5 for the week. Top 5 most underrated characters for Grand Arena Championships. It does make us feel real good. About making content when you guys do smash the like button and. Subscribe and click bell icons and things like that so that you know when we're going live. Please show us your support in that way. And also, we're going to move into our questions and answers segment of the stream. So for those of you that aren't here live all the time, basically what we do now is we'll take any questions that you've asked from the chat up to this point, or any questions that you ask going forward, and we will discuss them on the stream. If you have any topics you want to discuss, doesn't have to necessarily be a question, just ask us what our thoughts are on this particular subject, and we'll try to discuss that topic as well. So I'm going to move back into some gameplay and try to get some of my my dailies done here before it's all said and done. But while we do that, Maurice, I saw a bunch of questions before.
Oh yeah, I've got them here in the chat. Yeah. The first one, and this is a good question. I'm talking about, since we're just talking about clones. Ryan Blue Thunder, can anyone speak to the Zeta order for the 501st? And he says 5's Rex and Echo. So, what's the Zeta order for the 3 501st clones? What do you guys think?
I would say Rex first, right?
Rex or tactical awareness on 5's first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have Skywalker, I would do the second on. I would probably do tactical awareness 5's first. Rex second. If you have Skywalker, the other one on 5s. And Echo's not one I have. I think that one could play a huge role later. Once we see what it beats, and once some of these like agility based characters start like Shakti start getting that 13% evasion boost, I think that will come in more handy. I don't think that one's necessary right now. We'll see. It does help. I mean, if you're climbing with an arena, it does help against the dark side Bastila Zeta, because that's two dodges right there out of the gate with her and Rex, or her and Darth Revan. Any differing opinions? Anybody?
No.
All right, DSP Poe. Poe is the worst named character in the game. Changed my mind. Not really a question, DSP. You got me there. But
I'm gonna have to say Finn, because it reminds me of my Finn. And it makes me very angry with his poorness.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to go with First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot just because that's ridiculous.
Ugnaught kind of sucks. Cup. I guess Cup didn't get a vote here.
Yeah, Cup's pretty bad. Yeah. All right, this is a good one.
The worst named character in all of Star Wars is Rose Tico. Okay.
Oh god. Okay. The silence from just the mere mention of her name.
They're actually like straight up like just omitting her from all the Star Wars stuff for the next movie. So I mean, like she's
That's
not.
what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, they did like like if you look at the Star Wars like products that they're selling, they she's not on there. There was actually like a poster or a shirt that she was on, and you could see the shirt. Everybody's still on the shirt exactly the way they were in the shirt before, and they just removed Rose from the shirt. I think that kind of indicates that that she's probably not going to be as big of a character in the next movie. She'll probably be there, but more in like a cameo role.
Yes, because that'd be fitting. Yeah.
Ugnaughty, don't just the Ugnaught. Oh, I'm sorry, Ugnaughty.
I kind of liked the Finn Rey like dynamic that they had in the first movie.
Yes.
Like I was kind of hoping that they would continue with that, and I think that what they did in the last movie by trying to totally derail that with Reylo was kind of weird.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
Adam Dune, what are some good high banner Padme counters? Has anyone run Kira Nest Hoda against her?
No.
No, and I would not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's Padme's just one of those upper teams that you've got to hit with like an upper team. There's no like lower team. Like you can't sit there and go, well, I've got this for sort. No, it doesn't. Don't. That's bad. It's bad. Like if it's not an upper echelon team, Grievous or something like Darth Revan, Jedi Revan, Traya works because you can isolate and annihilate. That's about what your options are, and you just have to you're forced to use it. So,
hey, like me, I'm pretty much, if I see Padme, I see Padme very, very rarely. Every once in a while, I'll see one without Anakin. I think everyone's kind of holding Jedi Knight Anakin in their pocket, just in some kind of makeshift counter for Darth Revan. even without Anakin, it can still be a pet. I usually use Traya. I know that's not very creative. I know a lot of people have some success if they have like super overpowered CLS teams. We saw CLS in the meta. I mean, we're talking high relics and mods now. Nothing that assists or really counters. I mean, that's all kind of out of the question. Maybe I guess a Grievous team could work. Maybe a clone team. No, clones would be good, but that's a good question, man, Abner. I honestly don't have much of a counter myself besides Traya. So,
Yeah.
you guys want to beat me at Grand Arena? Put Traya on the board with a bunch of other stuff I need Traya for, and you probably got me. So that's
science.
Yeah. All right, DSP, another clone question. Shakti getting more clones reworked soon?
No, we're getting the ARC Trooper. We know that. I don't know if they're going to introduce any other troopers. I think we're not going to get. I don't know about the reworks. I've been saying they need to do some reworks with the Jedi and stuff. We'll see what happens. Like, we need our man, baddest mother effer in the galaxy, Mace, to, like, I don't know, not suck. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, at the very least, we might get maybe they might not be clones, but we might get some 501st reworks that you can kind of start interchanging them in under Skywalker, and maybe putting a couple clones here and just moving them all over the place. We're getting ARC Trooper. There are some other ones in that TV, like Pons is one that's a named trooper that we could possibly be getting.
You could always put medic in there,
Yeah. That sharpshooter wouldn't be too bad either. That guy's kind of a gangster.
No, he's straight pimping.
Have they said anything? This is from Ryan Blue Thunder. Have they said anything about when to expect ARC Trooper?
No release date or anything like that. We know that Lightside TV's coming in when November, I don't know, but we know it's November, right? So probably between now and I would say between now and the beginning of November, we'll start seeing an announcement for him.
What is coming though in a couple of weeks, and you can start pre-ordering it now, is the Disney Plus streaming service. So when that releases, we'll get new episodes of the Clone Wars, and the Mandalorian series is already loaded up for that, and they'll be releasing episodes weekly, I think, until the end of December, and they even set it up so that it would miss the week that the Rise of Skywalker comes out. So it's going to be cool, and the first screenings for the Mandalorian seem to be really, really good. It seems like it's like a love letter to OG Star Wars fans. So
it has a very Rogue One to it, and I dig that.
Yeah,
it's got a really dark, it's made for adults. This is not made for kids, So it's going to be. It's going to be some good content, and I'm really interested to see. They've already said that we're going to see some tie-ins from Clone Wars characters, so there's a chance we may see Ahsoka on the show. We may see. Listen, Filoni's working on the show. I doubt very much that he wouldn't take the one opportunity he had to make Ahsoka a live-action character in a show or a movie or something like that if he had the chance to.
Could be.
Maybe Rex. Who knows? I think we'll see, somebody from the shows, and I'm almost 100% sure that this character, the Mandalorian himself, is probably going to be, related to the Star Wars lore in some way. I don't know how, but I don't think he's just going to be some random Mandalorian. I think he's going to have maybe he'll be a part of the Vizsla line. Maybe he'll be tied to some sort of Mandalorian royalty. Maybe he'll be like a descendant of the original Mandalore. You know what I'm saying? He could be that, or maybe he'll be a descendant of Tal Vizsla, or one of those ancient Jedi that created the dark saber, maybe something like that. So we'll see. But if I know, from what I know from Filoni, and he's very like George Lucas purist, right? So he definitely would want to make sure that this is true to his vision, for sure.
All
right. We are going to the next one. Abner Dune. This is kind of ties into the last question. Any speculation on what characters are coming with the new light side territory battles?
Kai Mundi.
Yeah, I would go ahead and anticipate him. An ARC Trooper could be the Brute Alpha
It could.
type character. Somebody over on the Shadow Road Project Chicken Bottom, I think it was, kind of pointing out that, Brute Alpha went to the Cantina battles, just like Captain Han Solo did. I know they said they were going to add any characters, but they could potentially add ARC Trooper to the guild store on that Stark node, maybe, to kind of follow the same timeline, or put him in the Cantina.
Yeah.
I think with all this that's gone on the past few months and all kind of the hostility, now would be a good time to give us
A character like that in
an
Cantina.
accessible immediately type character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
So-
I've got 81,000 currency saved for the Cantina store. So if they release a character here, I am prepared. Okay, I'm ready.
And then you can use them with your gas. Good, Riemann.
Oh yeah. No, but I'll have them ready.
Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have gas. I'm sorry. That was.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys kind of
Wow.
have luck of saving guild store currency, it might not be a bad idea to get 20k-ish in the bank. I think it takes about 28k to take a character all the way up. So if that's a luck, I mean, and if ARC Trooper doesn't end up going in there, which he probably won't, it's just better safe than sorry. And you can just waste on whatever you want there.
If you're not going to do that, then at least throw like a piece of gear in here, or throw like some Omega Mats in here that I can buy with this currency. Please give me something that I can use this currency on, and not just have to waste it on shard shop currency. I want to use it for something else.
Yeah.
Well, get yourself the ship credits, man, and just go mod shopping every once in a while.
Maybe get some of those relics for your Stick Ray.
I've got
there
37.
you go.
I've got 37 million ship credits. Okay, I need cryotechs. I need Omega Mats for Zetas.
Use it for Stick Ray.
Listen, I don't like this tone or the direction that we're going in here. Okay, and I think that yes,
I'm just
although-
saying, it's your favorite character. Used it on Stick Ray. What are you waiting for, Riemann?
It's not my favorite character.
No, it's your favorite character, brother. As much as you've been hyping Stick Ray, brother. I mean, we're still talking about Stick Ray. You get your ass in gear, pony up, and you put the damn relic on her and all the gear. Stop messing around. Never mind, you only have 3 dot mods on her. It won't work.
My favorite character is Luke Skywalker. Okay, and then if I had to pick a second favorite character, it'd probably be
Stick Ray.
Darth Revan. Okay, or Jedi Revan, like Revan. Okay, let's just call him Revan. All right, I would say that, and then
I think you're not being true to the fans and to yourself here, Riemann. Stick Ray. Stick Ray 2019. Riemann.
I would.
They should get a room.
I'm also a huge fan of Ahsoka. I like Ahsoka. So I like the Chagrudas.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Got 2 more guys, and then
All right,
that
let's
looks
do
to be
it.
a wrap.
All right. Sounds
We
good.
got Ugnaughty. My Skywalker is ready. Congratulations.
Nice.
I'm super jealous. What is the Gear 13 order for the 501st?
Well, first you do.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you, after seeing her, what she does at Relic, Snips, man, she's dynamite in that team with the assisting us. Oh my Lord in heaven, is she nasty on that team. But you don't have to. If you're looking like to be a little bit more defensive, you can go 5s. If you're a little bit more offense, you can go after JS. You can go Rex. Rex would be a good one. I think Echo's the last in that team. I don't think anybody's going to get an argument there.
Well,
he's super, super good, but I mean...
Well, you're at a huge benefit. I mean, you're going to be much ready. You're going to be ready for this meta long before anyone else. You might want to hold off on Rex because Rex is purely for the speed, right? Like, I mean...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So if you hold off on Rex, I think you're still going to have plenty of speed because, I mean, you're using 501st now, so that's 20% speed from Rex is unique. I don't think you're going to need 13 on him.
Depends on your modding.
Yeah.
You know, if your mods out there, maybe you need to put those Gear 12 Plus pieces to eke out that speed. So I could see both sides.
I had myself muted again that whole time. So yeah, the stream. I didn't see the stream drop here, guys. But yeah, we'll re-answer the question. No problem.
Yeah, Ranger suggested like Ahsoka, because she does her relic is actually there's an incredible value. The damage and just the overall stats you get from it. Maybe since you're probably one of the very few that have a 7-star gas on your shard, you might be able to hold off on Rex and do him towards the end, just simply because you're not going to need the speed. You're getting 20% speed from his bonus, or his unique now. Probably 280 to 290 speed on Rex probably gets you out in front of most of the DR teams on your arena shard. So if you can do that without gear 13 him, maybe do 5s in Ahsoka and Echo first. It all depends, like Ranger said, with your mods and all that. That's a tough one to answer without seeing what type of mods you have. The higher up 5s is, the more benefit the other characters get when he dies. He's got currently, it is a meta ship. It's in damn near everybody's starting lineup on my fleet chart. I think it's on everybody's starting lineup. So, and that is a ship that gets a nice speed boost and can really amp up and win you the match if your ships all go first. So, so they're saying you're still muted.
No, I'm good now. They were just it's just a delay on the stream.
Oh, the lag.
Yeah.
There's one more here. I didn't copy. It was the last one. It was here it is. GSP, how do they have time to introduce these new episodes 7 to 9 characters? We are about to get bombarded with characters, right? Okay, how do you guys? I guess he's asking, how do you guys think these new characters for the movie will be released?
Incrementally over the next couple months. We'll see some at the beginning, right as the movie launches, and then January, February we'll get some more releases for the characters. I still think the Knights of Ren are going to be a faction in this game. We'll get new Resistance characters for Finn, Poe, Rey. I don't know about BB-8, but new look and stuff for those characters.
You think we'll get like physically a second version of these characters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got 5 Hans. Why not?
Yeah, true. Yeah, good point.
I think we're getting. So there's new ships too. So right, we got the TIE Whisperer. That's probably coming out.
Could be.
And then we got Kylo Ren. I'm like sitting here in a battle, like just making sure.
Anyway, we were talking about the ship thing.
We got the Kylo Ren's TIE. It's not the TIE Advanced. I forgot the name of it. It's the TIE. It's not the TIE Interceptor either. It's I forget, but there's another version of Kylo Ren's shuttle that's coming out. That's kind of an alteration to the TIE Advanced. Then we also have, we have the Knights of Ren coming. We have the Sith Troopers, and then the Sith Troopers are going to have their own Sith Trooper TIE Fighters. So, there's quite a few ways this can work out, and I'm really, really confused about how the whole Sith First Order thing meshes together. Like, I'm not sure if they're going to be against each other, or if they're going to be working together, or how that works. Like, I kind of feel like Sith is going to be a separate thing. Like, I think the Sith Troopers are going to be specifically for Palpatine, and I think his faction, I think we're going to find out that Palpatine is not really working with the First Order. Like, he's just probably going to use Kylo Ren, and then, Kylo Ren will have some sort of a redemption arc at the end. So, we'll see. And Kylo Ren may not end up being a First Order character when he comes out in this movie. He may be Jedi Ben Solo. That may be what we get.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm serious.
Yeah.
We may get Jedi Ben Solo, straight up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I mean, he may not be a bad person in this movie. And Rey may not be a good person. Maybe we get, really mean stick Rey.
Well, we'll know tomorrow, because we'll mean stick Rey. I swear to Christ. Henceforth, your name shall be Darth Mean Sticky Person.
She could get possessed by Palpatine. Anything is possible. She could be Rey Palpatine for all we know. Rey freaking Palpatine, okay?
You fell to the dark side completely. You need to run around and people with your stick.
I got people out there. There's people out there
And
saying
they will cry, and you will become more evil.
There's people out there saying that Palpatine is a Skywalker. Okay, there's people out there saying crazy things. All right, so we don't know what's real and what's not.
Yeah, we got one on the stream right now.
We don't know what's real, what's not. What we do know confirmed, however, is they have shown pictures of some of the outfits for the movie and some of the ships that are coming out for the movie. So we do know that the Knights of Ren are coming. We do know that the Sith Troopers are coming. We know that there's the TIE Whisperer.
Wait a minute. Hold. So you looked at some wardrobe and decided that there was another mean stick Rey was coming into.
No. But what I'm saying is that there's a Jedi version of Rey that we know is definitely coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. She has a hero's journey. They're definitely going to do the next iteration of Rey. This is her last movie.
Well, yeah.
Right?
So it's going to be Jedi version Rey.
There's going to be Jedi version Rey, and what I'm saying is not, the jury's still out on Ben Solo. He may be Ben Solo in this, and when he comes out in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, they may do both versions.
Right. Well, we're not going to know. Well, we got the trailer coming tomorrow, so that'll give.
They are definitely going to release a crystallized helmet version of Kylo Ren. That's definitely going to happen.
Right.
And then they're
Supreme Leader Mean Stick.
Yeah, Supreme Leader Mean Stick, and then they're gonna have like a possibly a like Kylo Ren with a smile on his face, Ben Solo.
With his Sith apprentice, Pokey Loki. Get out of here.
Pokey Loki.
You never know. You ever see Urzatron's the video he made for the Scoundrels?
No, I've never watched her. Of course, yes.
You know, where he's got like, show me that smile again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's like a picture of like Han Solo and Leia with like a little Ben Solo in the intro. It's awesome.
And from that we can gather we're getting mean Rey with the stick.
We're getting light side Ben Solo. He's gonna be the best Jedi ever. Okay.
DSSR, Dark Side.
I'm telling you right now.
That's a crazy train in back of Remon. They're trying to come to scoop his.
I'm telling you right now, and I'm just straight up saying it right now. If they kill off the Skywalker bloodline in this movie, where like there literally can be no more Skywalkers ever again, I'm gonna be hella pissed.
You mean like all the other family lines that have ever disappeared in the existence of humanity?
Skywalkers mean something. Okay, you can't just kill them off. All right, there's got to be something.
Yes, you can, as long as they go out heroically.
No. Supreme Leader Mean Stick is going to live. Okay, he has to.
God. All right, let's wrap this up. We're going.
Yeah, let's have the Lorgasm for next week.
All right. So we'll talk about the trailer next week. We'll talk about Mean Stick Kylo. We'll talk about everything. Okay. In the interim, however, to hold you guys over. Definitely make sure to check out Ranger's stream tomorrow with Finn while they watch the trailer. Go check that out. And what else is going on for Reality Skewed Gamers this week, Ranger?
Well, this is our typical stuff. Tomorrow will be a busy day because we'll have our live stream. We'll do roster reviews. I think Avinash says, how can I get a roster review? Avinash, all you need to do is send your GG page over to Finity, INITY, in our Discord, and you can get a roster review, which we do at lunch every day. And after that, I'll do my GAC, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll take a little break, and then tomorrow night we're going to be hanging out. As the game starts, I'm going to be doing mini roster reviews and drinking and having a good time. And then we're going to be in a channel. If you don't want to know any spoilers, don't come to the channel because we're going to be spoiling the hell of what we see. If you don't want to see spoilers or anything like that, don't come to that channel. I swear, if anybody comes to that channel and says, I can't believe you did spoilers, I'm like, you are an idiot. Stop breathing. We just warned you. So don't come into that channel. So I don't want to hear it. But yeah, and then we do our typical stuff. Our Wednesday night show, Jedi Academy, all that stuff. You know, because you guys are always there.
There's a link in the description to Reality Skewed Gamers. Definitely make sure to check out their live stream on Wednesday nights. Thomas, yes, you should be pissed if they have Resistance trash kill Palpatine. They won't do that, however. You know what's going to happen, okay?
Don't you dare
the most cheesy scene of all time is coming, and you know this, okay? you know that Force Ghost Luke Skywalker is going to come back, okay, and he's going to have a fight in ghost form with Palpatine. It's going to happen. Okay, so
that went somewhere I wasn't expecting. I really thought Stick Ray was going to be involved.
No. They're going to do what everybody hopes they don't do. They're going to have Force Ghost Luke Skywalker come back and straight up fight a physical person. Okay, it's going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I hopefully it's not just Rose Tico coming in with a pistol that shoots off Palpatine at the end. But that would be fitting for this trilogy. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Avi, what about the Boba's podcast and Boba's Alliance? What's going on there this week?
Oh, we're hoping to record this weekend another podcast. The last one was a pretty good success as far as I know. Hopefully getting a new mic in the mail pretty soon from Yeti. So
nice.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I had one that I got and it broke and they just never fixed it. So somebody is being kind enough. Yeah, so somebody is being kind enough to send me theirs.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I thought so too, because you know how much those things cost.
Yeah, that's cheap. Yeah, that's nice.
It's a lot of Monopoly money, let me tell you.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. In the meantime, all I'm just working on right now is recruiting.
Yeah, but I mean, So I mean, the Boba's Alliance podcast and Boba's Alliance channel is also linked in the description. So go check that out. They put out content, on a regular basis, and definitely know what they're talking about. There's a lot of great players over there. And last but most certainly not least, what's going on in the world of Operation Metaverse for you and TMoney this week, Maurice?
We stream Tuesday at 10 o'clock. With all these grand arenas and territory wars. And plus, I don't know, we're really trying to solve the puzzle that is how to beat 7-star Skywalker. The teams that don't include 7-star Skywalker or Darth Revan. We're trying to have a little bit of success with CLS, but we're going to try to iron something out. We'll see. It's a kind of a tricky team. It's kind of hard to find them. Kind of hard. They're like, albino squirrels in the wild. You don't see them very often. So yeah.
Yeah, make sure to check out the Galaxy's Edge stream. Is it 10 p.m. now Eastern time?
Yeah, sorry, 10 o'clock on Tuesdays, guys. Yeah.
10 o'clock on Tuesday nights. Link is also in the description for that. TMoney and Maurice sometimes break the meta with some pretty interesting teams, and they usually put out a video and show it to people first on that live show. So, check that out. But in the meantime, if you guys have any questions or you'd like to discuss anything with me, there's also a link in the description to my Discord channel. You can come in there. You'll get notifications when we go live every show. And, make sure to, hit that like button and subscribe and click the bell icon to get notifications when we go live here every Sunday night. We will be back next Sunday live and ready to rock and roll at 11 p.m. And we look forward to seeing you guys then. But in the interim, may the Force be with you all, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for chatting and keeping the chat live. It's a lot of fun. And Brian, we love you. Good night.